Hey guys, Captain CA here, just getting back from Sodium right here in Crystal River. But while I was there, I ran into a fan who said he's been struggling catching fish, really struggling. And I was like, so what are you doing? He goes, I can't find the fish. I mean, either the water's too low or the water comes in too fast and they just get away from me. I just can't figure out where they go. I go, well, you ever think about just focusing on the ambush points, like the creek mouths? I mean, because this is the easiest time of the year to catch fish. It's my favorite. That's why I'm always in the Hills Bay Eldora. He goes, I don't know. He goes, I don't know if I'm doing it the right way. I go, I'm going to go home right now, make a YouTube video, and you stay tuned. This week, it's going to come out, and it's going to help you catch some fish. So let's go in the shop. I'm going to put these back up on the spooler because I need to spool a bunch of rods. And then I'm gonna clue you guys in on some stuff that I think is gonna really help you catch fish. Come with me to the shop. So the trick is, as we walk down to the shop, you've got to focus on temperature refuge spots. Anytime you get into November and December, January like it is right now, and moving into February, these fish are gonna be going back and forth between deep water spots and shallow flats on the warm-ups. Well, if that's the case, the ambush points for a lot of those zones is in the creek mouths. It's easy. In fact, I'll show you some video later today, or later in this video, I should say, that will depict just that, what I did. But I want to get on my iPad and show you something that I think is going to really help you, because I'm going to break it down and point out the best spots. Here we go. Let's go in the door here and make something happen. All right, we're actually in the studio part. This is a pretty messy zone in here right now. I've been getting ready to make this more of a podcast style zone and doing more YouTube tips in here. This is attached to my garage. That's right. I have the ultimate setup that a lot of guys are jealous of. I've got a place where I've got an office, a studio, my own bathroom and shower in there, and then the garage itself, which is huge to store tackle. But enough of me bragging about my man cave. Let's get you down here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. This creek mouth strategy can really work. All right, guys, I'm going to try and hold this camera and do all of this single-handedly without any help this morning, because I feel like I want to give you a game changer, if you will. Okay, let's see if I can do it with my right hand. I've got a little more coordination. This is Upper Tampa Bay right here. This is Mobley Bay. This is the whole Upper Tampa Bay above State Road 60. I'm showing you this because I'm familiar with this zone intimately. Fished it for many, many years. Now, if I zoom in, this is Double Branch Creek. When you look at Double Branch Creek on the surface, on the outside you have, literally a couple of square miles of shallow water here. Now, during the cooler months, the game changer strategy is that on the warm-ups, or when they get acclimated to weather, they're going to move out and they're going to be all over that flat. I'll take this little pointer here. Or on the floods, they'll move back here in these super, super, super shallow zones, as you can see, because there's a few little veins of deeper water that run back in there where all the oysters are. These are zones where the mud gets exposed and the oysters are exposed. They heat up, and then the fish go up there in sun, especially bigger trout and, for the most part, some of the snook. Now, I'm not going to kid you. We get real cold snaps. These snook move way, way, way up this river, this creek system, all the way up into these canals, as you can see. They'll move all the way up in here into the urban areas, and they'll sit it out until it gets really warm, and then they'll make their way back down. But as far as you guys that love to catch redfish and love to catch trout, here's a simple strategy. If you know the water, and I like to fish the very bottom of the tide, whether it's incoming or outgoing, this zone right here, okay, and I'm going to point it out, right here. This is the creek mouth itself for that whole system that goes up that way and all this flat water that drains out that way. That zone right there, that deeper zone there, those fish have to come out to the flat through there, or they have to go back to the back. this way through there. So that's the one spot they all come through. So why not focus on that spot? You fish in that spot. If it's cold, you fish slow. If it's a warm up, maybe you fish a little fast. But the key is to fish it during the low water periods where they're going to be concentrated there and not waste a lot of time. Now, while I set up the next shot that I want to show you, I want you to watch this video of my wife and I fishing a creek up near the Swanee, Lower Swanee Refuge. You guys check this video out and I'm going to show you one more creek.
Oh, that's either a nice, oh, good Lord. I think I got the snook. Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. Looking much like a snook. Oh. Oh, don't get me in trouble here, buddy. Try to get me up there. All that grass. All that oyster. Whoa. Don't know what you're going to catch with a Ned rig. Persistence wears out resistance. All right, let's see what we got. Looks like almost a legal one, huh?
Ready?
Yeah. Swim. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. And I just get it in. That little hot dog right there in the hot crawl. Look at that. That is a gorgeous fish. Absolutely gorgeous. A chunk.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I really enjoyed fishing with my wife that day. We fished, that was actually the first part of the incoming tide up there near a creek close to the mouth of the Swanee River. And lots of fun. I mean, absolutely lots of fun. We took the Ned rigs and a couple of bucktail jigs, and we picked colors that were more of the crustacean, lookalikes, and just were popping them off the bottom as the water was pouring back in the creeks and just tore them up. All right, this is a little creek that I'm going to show you here in upper Charlotte Harbor. It's near Tippecanoe Bay. And if you look in here, there's a little back bay. There's lots of feeder creeks here, and that's what's special about this. There's creeks all through here. This particular leg here runs all the way up into a residential area that has a lot of deeper docks. And even though that part of it is super skinny, there's enough water for you to travel down these edges. And I don't want to give too much away, but you can get up there into some mobile home parks and stuff like that and really tear the snook up in late fall, early winter, and even in the deepest part of winter. But again, it dumps out into a bay here. This creek mouth right here is kind of the confluence of all these smaller creeks. So late fall and even early spring, this is a hot spot. I mean, a real hot spot, this whole zone here. It's deep enough to hold trout, redfish, snook. And if you've got moving water, you're going to have quite a bit of action. Again, when the water goes out on temperate days, they'll get out here and work these shorelines and sun and hunt, crabs and shrimp and finger mullet. But when you know a front's coming, they are going to have to go back through that creek mouth and then go back to these temperature refuges, if you will, especially this leg over here that goes up there toward that little residential zone. And by knowing where they want to go when it's cold, and knowing where they've got to come through when it warms up, fishing those dang creek mouths are game changer days for you. So don't overlook the fact that if you focus on ambush points, just ambush points, you are going to be super successful catching these fish. Creek mouths, don't forget, they're the magnets, they're the fish magnets this time of year. Now I'm going to wrap a few things up. And we'll be done with this Flats Glass YouTube video. Hopefully this simple little tip helped you out. And I'm really hoping it helped out my buddy that I ran into there at Sodium this morning, because to me, this is one of the easiest periods of the year to catch numbers of fish. As you saw in the video there, I mean, we were just set up on the side of the creek mouth hole there, and we were just sticking them left and right. We only showed the one catch, but trust me, that day was like a 30 fish day. If you like what you're seeing here at Flats Glass YouTube, guys, we want you to subscribe. We want you to share these videos with your friends. We want to be the authority on inshore fishing, because that's what I've been doing for 35 years. That's right, I've been doing it a long, long time, and 25 years as a professional. So give us the big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back here next week with another fishing tip for you. Until next time, Captain C.A. Richardson signing off from Flats Glass YouTube.